You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We are now approaching the long-awaited New York appeal and things are getting even more interesting. It's not so long ago when attorney Jennifer Bonjean was cross-examining Lisa Van Allen in what turned out to be an interesting exchange. Van Allen, who started by telling the government prosecutors that she won't be returning to court the next day, in order to finalize her testimony, was finally dragged to the courthouse by the feds. Her statement, which was full of "I don't remembers," soon became a revelation of just how much lying Van Allen had been doing both under oath and during the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. At one point, she had to be reminded that she was born on June 11, 1980, and when she was reminded of how she lied to the prosecutors and grand jurors that she was 17 when she met R. Kelly, she responded saying, "I've always spoken to the best of my knowledge for as far as I can remember." By saying this, she was admitting that she had lied many times, but was blaming it all on her poor memory. It looks like Van Allen finally remembers that she was 18 when she met R. Kelly. And therefore she cannot be a victim like she was portrayed. And she should be sorry for all the years she has kept the world in a lie, just so she can justify why she hates R. Kelly so much. To learn that prosecution can present a deceitful witness as Van Allen and still win against R. Kelly breaks my heart. New York was not any different from this, and surely R. Kelly was railroaded. By securing immunity deals for almost all their witnesses in this trial, prosecution has shown that they don't have any credible witnesses, and are only left with a batch of criminals to cross-examine and use in their endless war against the R&B King. If they knew well they were not criminal in nature, why would they need deals? Only lawbreakers will need immunity to take the stand. Van Allen's responses to Bonjean's cross-examination were a perfect representation of who she is. I am sure it gave the jury a picture of the kind of people R. Kelly has been dealing with for the past 2 decades. Extortionists and perpetual liars. She answered every question sarcastically and adamantly as though she was only helping to be on the stand. At one point Bonjean asked her, "So now you're saying that you have been mistaken all along about your age at the time you met Mr. Kelly. Is that right?" She answered, "When I was discussing it, yes." As though to say when she is simply discussing her age, it changes by a year, and when she is in court, it goes back to what it actually is. How adamant. No wonder she was already chickening out after the first court session. Of course there are many times people have told lies in court and the jury ignores, but when it's R. Kelly, the story is definitely different. It's important to remember that the whole world was watching as Lisa Van Allen made herself look silly in court. And the jury must remember that we were so disappointed when they chose to take sides with the government and ignored all the lying signals. Thankfully we had people in the courtroom who kept us updated with whatever transpired. Thanks to R. Kelly's god sister Alicia Evans and more on our team. It is information like this the courts usually hides from the public when they recommend a private trial. But this is R. Kelly they are dealing with. I hope they know what this means. Nothing can happen to him and go uninvestigated. By choosing to ignore all these signals and opting to finish R. Kelly off with the wrongful conviction we saw, they had done the entire community a total disservice. When Van Allen was reminded how she too featured in the very tape she used to extort R. Kelly, where she was involved with Jane, who now claims was 14 at that time, she responded in defense with the excuse that she did not know that Jane was 14 at that time. As though R. Kelly should have known but not her. It is at such points that one would wonder whether Van Allen is a prosecution or defense witness. The case has exposed her a great deal and whisked her towards the defense side, as she looks like she now has some explaining to do. While she said this, she appeared to be shedding tears, reaching for tissue and wiping her face as she looked down, faking remorse. Perhaps finally it has come to her senses that while she was replicating the tapes to make copies for herself and the people she sent it to, she was busy showing the world her character as an adult, and not the 17-year-old she thought she was. All her answers were far-fetched and vague, like she was mocking the jurors and the entire court. When she was asked why she did not burn the tapes and destroy them since she says she didn't want to look at them, she answered, "I could have if it had crossed my mind," literally answering her own question. Like every other accuser, she also claimed that R. Kelly was so obsessive and controlling and did not allow her to talk to other men. As though to say that too is illegal. She added that he sometimes would hit her, but provided no evidence to it. Her accusations are therefore simply her word against Kelly's, as they lack evidence to back them up. According to Luke Constant, the prosecutors and conspirators who took part in this conspiracy to frame the R&B should be charged with obstruction of justice, because clearly that's what it was. I am sure Attorney Bonjean will handle that issue in the right timing. It's also very important that the company that took all his money be investigated and penalized. Van Allen, who cannot remember a single thing, should also be reminded never to return to court with the intention to mock the jury. One must be ready to open up and speak the truth. Van Allen, however, has chosen to tell lies now 2 times. First she did in the 2008 trial and later in Chicago. According to Yagar Raya, if the justice system really worked, why are they charging any of these witnesses, while knowing they have committed crimes such as perjury among others? Do they think the world does not see the conspiracy behind? The U.S. justice system is no longer dependable, as it has lost credibility by standing with such people all the way, just so they can deliver a low blow on R. Kelly. According to Marcelo, forgetting is normal, and this can happen to anyone, but not forgetting your birthday, or the age at which you met R. Kelly. I am sure she has always known these things, but considering the age issue would implicate her, she thought she should lie about it. Here we are presented with prosecution witnesses who claim they want to catch a predator but are most likely the predators themselves. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.